What's up, my friends? Hopefully the camera is focused somewhat. I put it on permanent focus because I was going to show some rocks, and I wanted to show you some of the cool rocks I have. And so I put a flashlight going across and kind of focused it on this area. I wanted to show you this fluorite crystal I got on eBay for, I don't know, I bid on it for like 20 bucks or something. 1975. And this is awesome. I got this it's like it almost looks like obsidian. It's petrified wood, and I got it from when I went to Symbiosis. I went to see Papadocio, and over by the fence I was kind of standing there, and I saw this pile of rocks, and I picked it up, and it was just this big ass piece of fossilized, petrified wood anyway. And I showed it before, but this time I actually have a slice of it that I took off. You can see on the side, kind of, if it's in focus. I put it on here, put it on this little pendant. And lately I've been doing lapidary work and cutting rocks, many different types of stones. And mostly I like working with agate and jasper. I've had a bunch of jasper, and I have some amazing pieces here. Gotta hope that the focus works, but anyway, I've been messing around with pounding out some old copper wire, like 14 gauge copper wire I had up on the shelf, because that's all I had. I wanted to work with some silver, but experimentally I was just playing with this stuff, and I found some amazing pieces I wanted to share. This was one I was messing around with. I put beeswax on it. Eventually I'm going to have these all polished up and have them for sale on my site, but what's that? Oh, weird. The copper leaves a weird tinge. This one, I don't know what it's made from, but it's just beautiful. I made it into a little circle, kind of a wafer. Looks delicious. I showed a lot of these before, but some of them I didn't, like this one. And let's see, what else do I have here? I found this agate. It's just beautiful. I don't know. I think it's beautiful. Gorgeous piece. So anyway, my point being here that I love working with natural materials, and I found this thing. I was going to go out and buy an anvil for pounding out like silver, because I want to start making my own jewelry. And I found this thing. God, it's got to weigh, I'm not good with weights, what, 10, 15 pounds? It's crazy heavy. And I've already pounded out a bunch of, area on it, because I was pounding out some silver that I had, but it's funny how much they charge for anvils and like jeweler stuff, was my point. And it's ridiculous what you have to pay to just get into anything, into any type of work. And I was going to make a separate video about this, but I'm just going to go right into it, assuming the camera's still going. It is. So for those unaware, forgive my unprofessionalism. I don't get paid for this YouTube channel. You're welcome to donate to my Patreon account or PayPal if you want, but that's few and far between, and I do this because I love it. I talk about all kinds of random shit, so don't expect me to be very collected at this moment. I'm just kind of chilling in the evening. My kids go to bed in about, 20 minutes, so I gotta finish this video up and get back in there. It's been a long week. I was gonna show you this other one if I have it. It's wait. Oh, here it is. It's a triangle. and I cut it that way, and then I just kind of rounded the edges. But it was a strange agate I found that had an area where I had cut it off, and it was a triangle for like a couple of years. I found it out in the yard, and I recut it because I just got into a bunch of lapidary work. I have like all these rocks in here, and I'm just like, I wanted to show them all, but some of them, how do you show all the awesome rocks, Way too much. This one right here, though, I really, really like this one. I want to cut it up and make some cool shit with it. I thought, if I slice this one's actually not that thick. I mean, I don't think I really showed it, but it looks like wood on the back. And then on the front, I haven't polished it yet. I actually just put it in here, unpolished, and I said, screw it, I don't want to. This is just electrical wiring, because I'm tacky and I don't give a fuck, because I am who I am. So anyway, I wanted to lead into this, I've got a couple notes here, and I was just thinking about art, and what makes art, but so much more than that. My first talking point is we are the sum of all of our efforts. We are not just, we're not defined by a couple failures and mistakes we make in our lives. We have the choice to be who we want to be, but it's a matter of a culmination of all our experiences, not just like, so many people hate themselves because of something stupid they did, and it's really not worth it. The grass is not greener on the other side. We tend to think that being someone else is going to be so great, or if we only have this, if we only have money, it's complete nonsense. And I know that this generally infects younger people, and this is why I'm talking about this, because time flies. We go through many experiences. It really does go by faster as you get older. I'm almost 42, if I'm not already 42. It's easy to forget. And I always had this idea of living life with no regrets. And I wrote a song about living life with no regrets years ago, when I was like 18. And I was like, oh God, I was a dumbass, It's not that you have regrets of things you did wrong. It's regretting things you didn't do that you could have done. And nobody holds us back except ourselves. We can say, oh, well, I have a family. No, dude, family should be included in the fun that you have. If you have a family, enjoy it. I have 3 boys and a wife, and we, enjoy going out and doing things, and it's a great life, I love going out and going on vacation. I remember taking our oldest son to Montana, and crazy road trips, and nowadays, I have a 5 and an 8-year-old, and 4 and 8-year-old. He's almost 5, but my other son's 22 now, so, he has a girlfriend and his own life, so we still go out and do things, but, it's not about regretting things that you didn't, or that you did, and especially if you have family. Hopefully you went out and had enough fun and go on enough vacations. If you're a young parent, I urge you to go out and do as much as you can. But don't obsess over it. That's the thing. Time's going to fly no matter what you do, and you'll always think you could have done more. It's not worth fretting over, and that's what the no regrets is all about. One of the most important things I found is that intention is what matters. What we do with our lives, how we help people, and how we help ourselves to help other people. Like, you always have to help yourself first. so you can help other people, and we know that. But generally, most of us are pretty well fed and happy. We are the reason that my you know, we live in a commercialized society, and I'm not going to go into this too much. There's so much bullshit out there. Labels, you know. Who are you? Are you Tommy Hilfiger? Who the fuck cares? Pardon my language, but this kind of thing, and of course, even saying pardon my language, you know, a lot of people just don't care. There's so much tactless bullshit out there. You know, people can say whatever they want. There are times to say bullshit or to say fuck, you know, and it seems like there's no reservation anymore. When I was 18, 20, 25, I thought, you know, fuck the PMRC, fuck them, you know. Everybody's trying to put explicit labels on albums and tell parents what, you know, their kids shouldn't listen to. I was young once, and then I thought, God, I can imagine what they were going through when we went from bands like Elvis to bands like Black Sabbath to then bands like Wasp or, you know, Quiet Riot. You know, it was well, they were pretty mild, but I went through a lot of shit in the 80s with listening to mass different metal bands. I would say that, you know, the idea with parents listening, with their kids listening to Slayer or Metallica or Megadeth for that matter, was appalling. But they didn't understand the hidden depths, at least in some of it. But we weren't exactly influenced by heavy metal to be complete douchebags, you know. We still understood that a lot of it was bullshit, even as kids. My point being that kids are smart. They're not dumbasses. They understand. But kids are still being sold on this bullshit label crap. They have been told we've all been told over and over by ourselves, our peers, our friends, and music, which music is your friend, that commercialization is complete bullshit, yet we still buy into it. The fact that people are still lining up for the iPhone X, fucking A, you know, get a life. Seriously, that's complete bullshit. You know, I may be bored a lot of the time, and you know, my point is that I'm not exactly, I don't like judging. I don't like saying, well, you're an idiot if you're out there looking for the iPhone 10. You're out there buying a $1,000 phone. But I also, you know, it's hard to even talk to a friend who buys $500 jeans or $200 tank top. You know, I've known people who buy these kind of things, and I'm like, why do you think this is great? I'm asking you, you know, why do you think that buying this label is going to make you cooler? You know, I mean, it's very difficult to understand for me. Call me tacky, I don't give a shit. You know, it's not that I don't buy nice stuff. I mean, I'm wearing Goodwill clothes, but I've got, you know, of course I bought a concert t-shirt, but what? The most expensive thing I'm wearing is my hat, which is a Papadosio hat. I bought it at concert for like $50, but it's got like a silk liner with the album cover on it. It's all, you know, it's a beautiful hat. And I was like, but more than the hat itself, I don't even really like the hats that much, but it was supporting the band. And that was important to me. That was the thing, you know. This was supporting the band, Papadosio. I was buying directly from them at the concert, and not without any middleman or bullshit, right from their merch booth, and therefore not having to deal with, you know, the overhead that you pay to try to wear a brand like Tommy Hilfiger, which just goes to some company that's just sewing shit in China, you know, like sunglasses and anything else, which I talked about a while back. But I'm trying not to be negative. It's not about that. It's about just the reality of it. If you're buying name brand stuff, you're spending money, fine, so be it, if you enjoy it. But if you can't afford it, if it's actually costing you more than you can afford, if you're wondering if you can afford something because it's a $100 t-shirt or a $500 pair of jeans, don't buy it. You know, you shouldn't buy something like that. Or even an iPhone, for that matter. I've got the shittiest phone you can imagine, and I'm fine, you know. We are so distracted with crap, and it's like, God, people need to figure that out. They really do. If we want to move forward as a species, we have to get over consumerism. And the U.S. isn't the worst. I think South Korea is the worst. Horrible down there. I think one of the biggest problems with the future that we have is that there's positive and negative thinkers. There are people who say we can do it, we can get, you know, through this, and we can, a couple more generations and we'll succeed. And others who are like, well, it's doom and gloom and the world's going to end. And they found that that has a lot to do with genetic, how we program our minds, rather. How we, some of it's genetic, you know, people can feel negative and would be more prone to depression, but moreover, we have an idea that things are good or bad, and we tend to impress that upon the world, and it kind of confines us to a certain way of thinking because it helps us to cope. Which brings us to my last point, what helps us cope, which is nobody wants a maybe. What I mean by nobody wants a maybe is people don't want to hear wishy-washy bullshit. This is why I've had a YouTube channel for 5, 6, 7 years now. Well, longer than that, but I think I've only been using it for about 6 or 7 years now. And still only have like, I cannot believe it. I have like 13,000 subscribers or so, 12, 13,000. Blows my mind. I'm like, wow, I cannot believe that. Like, people are like, what, you have that many subscribers? I'm like, I don't know, but it's been a long time. I said the truth is, if I had more dedication, labeled my videos differently, put different keywords in there, I would get a lot more views. And I would have a lot more subscribers. All the ones I talk about Kratom, I have tons of views on it. You know, and I know, okay, I could talk about Kratom all the time, but I don't want to. The point being that I talk about random different shit, and I don't make any money off of it, so therefore I'm not, you know, obligated to anybody, and I could just sit here and say, you know, fuck you, alright. I don't want to be a douchebag, and I don't want to be one of those douchebag channels, so I've really just tried to keep with it, make videos, you know, give you my thoughts on life, and really have enjoyed your feedback as people, as subscribers. Truth being, I've actually felt a little bit awkward lately making videos, and I don't know what it is, if it's just me changing. I can totally accept that, but I thought after 5 years I was really shocked that I was still making videos after 5 years. I thought, am I going to keep doing this for any period of time? And I don't know. I really don't know. On one hand, I've been thinking about making something like a channel where, I don't know, where I can have specific content. I have a green screen that I bought a long time ago. I told people that if I got enough Patreon donations, then I would like buy a few things, and I did, but I haven't been able to utilize it because I don't know how to use the software and all that. And I have a shitty camera that's kind of breaking. That's why I have to keep checking to see if it's working. And, you know, that's just how life is. But I'm going to get that stuff figured out. I do have a Patreon account, but I don't talk about it because that's another thing. You know, some of the people are shamelessly always promoting their YouTube channel and saying, oh, we survive on your Patreon donations. And for some of them, these are YouTube channels that make really long, drawn-out, awesome, you know, animated videos that take a long time to make, or well-thought-out ones. Other people are like a guy in their basement, like, oh, I'm telling you the truth, hey, I got a Patreon account, and they're making all this money off people who think that they're giving them the facts, and so I don't want to be one of those guys, but, you know, that's life, you know. Some people want to make a bunch of money off of YouTube. But I'm happy to accept anything I can get, and that's not a plea. I shouldn't have even gone there. It was just me randomly thinking about that. it was just the amazement to me that, I mean, I'm happy with actually my Kratom business, even being able to just advertise that, you know, on my other, my other channel. And pretty soon I'll be able to advertise, what is it going to be? Carpo's lapidary, Carpo's rocks. How about I'll hold a contest, say, who can name my company? I want to start selling really nice rocks, but I'm also going to put them in settings, because like I've mentioned before, I love working with stone, I love working with metal, I love working with wood, and that's some wood right there. No, it's not a dick, it's a mushroom. No, it's not a mushroom, it's a dick. Could be anything. It brings to memory something I was going to share, which I forgot to bring him in here, damn it. Oh well. It was I ordered a crystal, this one right here that I showed earlier, fluorite. And then today I got a second ball. I'd ordered a crystal ball. I wanted to learn how to contact juggle. And my 8-year-old son, received like 120 millimeter fushigi type ball. It was a acrylic ball for doing contact juggling, like the fushigi thing, but a different one. And it was a little big for him, so the guy's like, here, you should get him a smaller one to practice on. So I ordered 2 that were like 70 millimeters, and I got them today. I got the second one. First one I got like a week ago, and 70 millimeters is about that big. And I got a second one like today, and I was holding him in one hand with this thing in the other hand, and I was saying, oh God, what are the chances that I ordered 2 balls and a freaking big ass crystal? But dick humor, I guess. What do you, what can I say? But they're beautiful. I wanted to show them to you. They were supposed to be acrylic, and they turned out to be fused crystal. And I'm like, whatever. I can't really play with that. If I drop it on the concrete once, it's broken forever. So I'll just maybe make them into like dowdings, like spin them around in the hand for a while, but I don't want to scratch them up. So anyhow, I'm rambling now, but that's Carpo. I'm always rambling. See, there I am referring to myself. I'll talk to you all later, and have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Peace.